See you on TV. Hey man, we live on
Hey,
Lunch
what's
Country
going
today, bro.
on?
Look, man, you ready to do this thing, brother?
Let's do it.
Let's run. What do KTTV? This is KT, and we are live tonight, man. We ain't in the studio tonight, so we out here. This is KT, and I'm with my co-host.
JoJo, y'all.
Hey, what to do, Joe? Joe, look, man, how you feeling today, brother? We are in the building, man. I decided to step out today, and I say, it don't matter where you're in the world, man. The work must keep happening, man, because these markets is not sleeping, man. So, how you been doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. I got caught up with some bad plays. Not really bad plays, but just like the timing. That
Yeah.
Tesla, kind of dipped on me, but I reloaded. So y'all be ready.
Hey, man. Yeah, that's it. Now, the thing is, for the calls that you say were too short, did you have to sell them and take an L, or you rolled them, or what did you do? What did you do?
Well, the Tesla calls that I have expire August and September, so I'm good. So it's been,
Okay.
it didn't break me, and so now that it's been up a little bit for 2 days, we good.
Hey, man, and that is that's a lot of the times why I be always saying, try that long game. And so, um, for me, that's kind of a segue to what I was thinking about. So in one of my accounts, I always do the long game, and I think about bringing me to that crowd strike. And
Mhm.
so when we did that crowd strike, I got that long crowd strike for like January, right? So not too much really focus on what happens in the short term, but I always hedge all my plays. And so this is why I say it's always a result of making sure that you hedge your plays, because when you do pull out something like this. And so I just wanted to kind of show people, man, how we always preach that it does not take a lot, man. And so when you think about $240 and turning this all the way up to 2,600, 78, then you think like this could happen overnight. And so just showing people, man, I just wanted to bring that out, man, because like you say, that long game, but then also thinking about that hedge for the short term, Yes, sir.
Oh, I got that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So that's a good point, because, like we always said before too, you never know what happens in the world. We have events overnight, during the day, whenever. Um, and if you see things, you then, uh, so it doesn't always happen that way. But when it does, it's nice to know,
Ooh, hey,
man.
that's the thing about it. It does not always happen that way. But look, y'all lucky we live tonight, because I was not. The horns will be popping, because you're absolutely right. It does not always happen that way, brother. But when you do catch one of them W's,
You
you
got to
got to
do it.
ride that thing. And so the question is, how do I take the profits off of that and then capitalize and take that even further? Is what I was able to do today on a few plays, man. So, hey, man, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Let's
And,
go
and
going, bro.
I know one of the things that we always talk about too is trying to find out what's happening in the market, see, what's next for different things. I know we preach, or at least I do, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla. There was some bad news in there for the semiconductors, and then that whole tech happened with CrowdStrike, Microsoft. Tesla went down as well. A lot of people's accounts were frozen, couldn't do nothing. Flights didn't go nowhere. And so I want to piggyback with what KT said with them puts, because I told KT today, I was like, might be time to get into some CrowdStrike calls.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and say it on record that hold up, don't
Hold
do it
up,
yet.
man.
Yeah,
Not yet.
because I believe that there will be some lawsuits.
Yeah. Oh,
CrowdStrike's
yeah.
about to get hit. So
Yeah.
uh, if you think about the significant impact that had on hospitals, nursing homes, schools, businesses, airports. There's going to be a lot of backlash, repercussions coming. So I had to eat my own words today and say, no, no,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to get CrowdStrike calls yet.
Yeah, and when I tell you, man, like it's all really about that rinse and repeat, bro. So I made that money. Then I made a few more hundred that same day off of it. I jumped in and I bought one before close Friday. That one, it went down some more this morning. I bust down one of them. And then I took another one by the end of the day and made some went out that one. So I think I'm in. I didn't rinse and repeat, man, about 5 times. And it's all really just using my VWAP. So it never hit my VWAP or it's either never breaking that EMA. And so I'm waiting till it retests. I see the reject and I'm scalping. And so, but yeah, man, it is rough. That's one of them things, man. And so I guess that really kind of segues into what we're talking about tonight with the news. As we know, Biden did jump out the race. And so with him jumping out the race, matter of fact, let's get into a little bit of that news. Let's kind of talk about what they're saying for the market. As we know, again, Biden did drop out of the race yesterday. So then that leaves Kamala Harris next up in line. I know she had a few things online yesterday. She was able to gather a bunch of support already. She's already gathered a bunch of money so far for the fundraising. And so one thing that I really came to mind was the statement that the market does not like uncertainty, bro. If we gonna go down, let us know we going down. Everybody gonna react to that or going up. But when we don't know where we're going, that's gonna be a volatile time for traders. And so according to CBSNews.com, this is kind of what they said, bro. Same thing, stock market. In other words, investors are cautioning that the S&P, which has surged 22% in the last 12 months, may face downward pressure due to unpredictability in the presidential race. And so what they're saying is, if this race all of a sudden becomes tighter, and then now we don't know which way the country is pulled, we got some real volatility and problems on our hand, man. So, man, what you think about that, brother?
I think that, one of the things that people need to understand too is that it is, that time, it's an election year, it's that time of the year, it's that everything's heading into what could be, we got October coming up. History says that October is usually bad for the market. And then, you're so close to that November race when that happens. So, I think that I know from a personal standpoint, I'm looking at end of July, August to start taking whatever profits I have, maybe even some of the ones that I have that expire in January. So I know that it's going to be time, just because I know that you can get long game in October, November. That's when I would start looking for March calls, March, April calls around that time. Unless you do a little day trading here and there, but I think that that's what my strategy is going to be within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. When I've been doing these long calls, though, I've really been focusing on that 4 hour. As I've grown in my trade and thinking about those long calls, I've been able to understand the importance of widening out on that view. And so going to that 1 week, going to that 4 hour, and just looking at what's really happening. And when I tell you, when I made the long calls, bro, it has been tremendous. You know what I mean? As far as what we're doing. All right. So what we'll do, bro, I guess let's take a quick break. And then let's jump into we're gonna jump into that heat check, man. Well, look, it is crazy out here in the street, man. We'll be right back, guys. All right, y'all, heat check. All right. Welcome back, y'all. This is KT and my co-host.
Jojo.
Hey, all right, y'all. So far, we talked about the news. We wrapped it up with Biden. Talking about how that relates to the market. If we know one thing, market does not like uncertainty, so that leaves unpredictability, which means unless you scalping, you better play the long game in short term. I think that's what we're talking about. I think I can't wrap it up no simple, man. I thank God that we play the long game, man, because it is crazy out here in these streets. And so I guess the first thing we want to look at today is the heat map. So let's check that out, man. All right, Jose, what you thinking, brother?
Oh, well, when I looked at it, I knew when you think about what happened last week, and then I even think KT and I talked about it this weekend with Biden getting out and perhaps Trump being out there. I know crypto had a little uptick over the weekend, so we kind of predicted some of the tech-heavy areas would be up. I think I think that what I noticed today about the oil and gas is the price of oil is starting, went down a little bit today. But I do think tech was definitely on a rebound today, considering what had happened Thursday, Friday. And so it's one of those things that um, what does go down comes up, and what goes up does come down. Uh, but I think there's still a lot of pressure on some tech. I think, as you can see the green, we had
Yeah.
some dark areas like Microsoft really didn't do too well, but it was up to date. Nvidia did okay. But if you take a look at the those financials also down there, green but not real green when it came to the percentages of the banks coming up. Like I said, I do have JPM calls throughout October, September, and January. So something that I'm looking at with that area of the market. But definitely tech. And if you see your Nvidias, your AMDs, you think about your semiconductors. They were under pressure last week, and
Yeah.
so having them rebound a little bit today was something that you could see. But I also know that Taiwan Semiconductor, I think I want to say they released earnings after work today. I mean after hours, if not tomorrow or soon. So that's something to keep an eye on as well when it comes to all the other semiconductors.
Well, for me, man, I really think I think that's one of those biggest pieces of who is in office, right? Because if Trump is in office and that war with China going to continue, and I think that's what was the whole hit on those semiconductors and why they dropped like they did. Because I even looked today in Nvidia saying that they are right now working on their most powerful chip to be able to prepare for China market, right? So they still forward on pushing, but I think that is one of the things that is looming in the background, and that's why they hit us so hard. For me, just looking at the where's this map at? For me, just looking at this map, just understanding the tech, I think the only thing that's holding us up right now is the earnings. I'm
Hmm.
looking interested to see what Tesla's gonna do tomorrow after hours. I think it could be a real one, bro. I think it go. I'm not gonna play earnings. I'm not gonna buy anything, but I do think it's gonna go, man. Other than that, brother, like you say, there was a lot going on, but mostly tech today because they have been so beat down. Um, so we'll see how this thing go. I do know one thing. JD Vance was very, very, very strong on big tech, right? So I think that was part of that downward push last week too. Just understanding who they were trying to elect, someone who has been a really opponent of big tech and litigation and all those pieces. One last thing before we jump off this that caused my eye was Verizon today. So this stock right here, um, another dividend master, if you would say, very nice dividend on the shares. And so right now, with it being 39, I really want to see how far it can go. Because if I can get down to like 33, I'm gonna load the boat on it. and just hold because when everything around us go down, Verizon is still gonna hold because it's such big on dividends, man. So I would definitely keep that on the radar, brother.
Yeah, and I agree. And I know we beat a dead horse talking about Tesla, um, but that market was just in the right spot this past week before the tech crash,
Yeah.
and then some of the tech companies, they made it through Friday, um, and then today we were up. But if you go back and watch the podcast talking about Tesla, the last time Tesla had earnings, we talked about the market needing a reason to run because the market has been down. And Kendrick's about to go into the fear and greed. But when you look at it, think about whether or not we need to run forward or run backward. And I think that Tesla could be the catalyst. And I do think, I'm not as confident this time that it'll move forward, but I am heavy on
Yeah.
Tesla. So if it does, yes.
Woo. Yeah. Yeah. I already know you
You know,
say
I, I'm leaning toward yes because the fact that it was down for the past couple of weeks, um, especially after they dropped some news, and it's just ironic that Elon Musk or whoever dropped the news a week before earnings made the stock go down for 2 straight days. I think
yeah.
it's just part of that manipulation.
But I would say I just want to relate that yes in your voice to what the sentiment is right now, because that was a very greedy yes. Hey, as you was waiting for those markets. But yeah, man, I think I think like you say, fear and greed really start getting ready to sell, man, because as we get greedy, it's gonna run up. But I do think it's gonna get ugly around here, depending on how this race gonna go the next few weeks. But the biggest thing is earnings, bro. I'm not going to underestimate earnings, man, because we got a lot of good companies with big market caps that are really moving the needle. I think even like Apple, they've been getting killed over the last few years, but their sales have really peaked in India, right? So then as they run it up, I'm looking at people who have bad earnings like that. So that's why I went long in QQQ to really see what's gonna happen. And then I'm really betting on the chips, man. ABGO, and SMH, because I'm not gonna underestimate earnings, man. But I'm long game, so even if they prove me wrong, man, we're gonna hedge it and make money that way. All right, man. And so I guess let's go back over here and look at the VIX, man. Hold on, man. All right. Can you check it out now?
No,
See? Okay.
there
Bam,
you
there
go.
we go. Okay, man. So VIX, 1491, man. I know it sounds like a broken record, but if you've been looking at this VIX, we have been talking about this VIX since it was $12, $13, $14. Now we're 1491. Today we got all the way up to 1576, man.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is, it's getting scary right here, man. So what we gonna do, brother? Hold up, man. Hold up, man. I know. No, but the thing, baby. I tell her, right, bro. We live, bro.
you know, Let me tell you what I think is gonna happen, man. We gonna get this market over to the greedy section and extreme greed, and then the VIX is gonna just shoot up come end of September, October, November.
Yeah, because I was looking at something. Man, I was looking at something with the VIX. Or maybe it was with the fear and greed. Yeah, let's go back over to that fear and greed real quick. So I'm really kind of looking at how we bouncing off this line right here. Can you see that?
Yep.
So pretty much back like November. So then I think last time here we go by April. And so as we get ready to run, bro, I think it's only due for a little matter of time, man, as we keep on riding this 125-day moving average,
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I think so. All right, brother. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick break, and then when we get back, man, let's look at some of these plays that you got up your sleeves, man. I know you got something for us today, man. All right, so
A little special edition today.
hey, man, hey, it's crazy, but we'll be right back.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Administrative Podcast. I am KT.
And JoJo.
All right, and so y'all, we still coming through. Just talking about that heat map. Talked a little bit about how Biden is impacting us for him dropping out the race yesterday and how that looks for the markets. Also, don't forget, y'all, we are live on location tonight. So anything may go down here tonight. It's going down, man. So y'all make sure. All right, y'all ain't up, brother. See, it goes down, man. Just know. But so what we'll do now, man, is on these guys a plays, man. Let's run.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I.
All right, T, what you got for us tonight, baby?
All right, so tonight's gonna be a little different, a little special. I got 2 calls, 2 plays I'm gonna talk about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to present it with a, we're looking at our charts. And so the first chart we're looking at right now is we are looking at corn. That's right. We are looking at some commodities tonight. Corn. So I want everybody to look at this. This is a, 1-month chart. We are here at 415.09. We have definitely hit the double top. So with that being said, we had a little drop in it today. If we go to the 7-day on corn, we can see that we are in an uptrend. But if we go all the way out towards the year, we can see that we've kind of been up and down with this. So definitely coming down. And the reason why I say corn is definitely something to look at, the price of corn, because there is a stock that I'm going to talk about in a second that deals with with that particular commodity. And that stock is MOS, which is Mosaic. Mosaic is a company that does agriculture. And as you can see here on the 1-month chart, kind of looks similar to the 1-month chart on corn. You can see this little up, down, we're going back up. You can see that over here, up, down, and we're trying to level off and consolidate. Currently 29.39 with an RSI at around 44, which means that it's getting pretty good. It's not quite to the 70 and it's not quite at 30. So we got some good ways to go. And as you can see, we crossed here, went down, and we have been down. So I'm looking at it to cross and go back up. If we look at the 1 year, we can see definitely still trading below that line. It's running average, and we did hit a double top up here, and we did go down. So I see that this particular stock could be running here soon. So I do definitely think about Mosaic and getting into the Mosaic brand when it comes to that particular commodity. My next commodity is, I've been talking about coffee and Starbucks for a while. So this is the 1-month chart on.
Hold up, Jose. I think you may have to. I think you may have to share and come back out when you do that.
Okay. Did y'all see the other one?
I didn't, no, we ain't see kind of those last screens at the end. When you saying about Mosaic?
Yeah. Okay. Let me talk about Mosaic then. All right. So this is Mosaic. So again, 29.39. This is the 1 week, and this is the 1 month. That chart did resemble the commodities one for corn. Again, Mosaic is an agricultural stock. So I do see it running based on this RSI of 44 and based on our EMAs and our MACD. So here is that chart for Mosaic. And now let me go and do the coffee. So here we go. This is our coffee. We are looking at the 1 month chart for coffee. You can see right around here, we did fill the gap. So I kind of see it going up a little bit. Our next gap will be around 253. I see you can definitely look right here and see that we had some consolidation in there. When you look at the 7-day, we're almost to that gap to fill at the top. Like I just said, this gap to fill right up here around 244, 245. So keep in mind with commodities, they run their futures. And so when they do go up or go down, it's not going to be extremely abrupt. We have a long candle here with consolidation. If you look at that, definitely see a bull flag forming. You got your tops in here, and you see the little pennant. It looks like a flag. So with that, let's go back and look at one of the stocks that I've been talking about. And here you see Starbucks. So when you see Starbucks, we did go up the other day with the price of coffee went up, and we are consolidating back down from that. But if we look at the 3-month chart on Starbucks, we see that we are definitely trying to come out of a downtrend. But when you zoom out to the year, you definitely see that we have been down for a while. So we are looking at an $83 gap, around 80, 83.23 would be that next gap up to fill. May not get there right away because we are 76 right now. They do have earnings coming up in July the 30th, I believe. So definitely as the price of coffee looks like it's trying to consolidate, definitely thinking about this pattern on the weekly chart for Starbucks, but definitely on the 3-month, we are definitely down $11 year to date. Starbucks has lost $18.92. So I see this stock with potential. I keep talking about it. I do have calls out all the way through January for Starbucks. So there we go, KT. And yeah, so I think that when we start looking at Starbucks, Mosaic, you start thinking about your commodities. I do think that when it comes to the corn commodity and the coffee, I think those are two that we can definitely look forward to, and then just tying that into the stock market on which stocks go with either one of those commodities or any commodities. I'll keep looking at some commodities as we go. I think that if we do happen and do go into the potential of a downswing with the market, I do believe that gold. Keep your eye on it.
Hey man,
Starbucks and Mosaic.
Starbucks is Mosaic, man. Look, if I had the horns tonight, y'all know we on right now, baby. All right, so I'm with you on that Starbucks, man. I keep on adding to my position in my long term because I keep hitting them for them dividends, but also I understand that Starbucks was originally living around 112. I'm kind of iffy. I've also been adding, as a matter of fact, today about 2 CMG June 2025.
Okay.
57 calls. So I'm thinking that I'm thinking right now people don't have as much disposable money, but it's gonna get greater. And so I'm thinking that once it starts getting greater, but Chipotle they got earnings coming out in a few days. And so when we think about what I was looking at, um, man, matter of fact, let me jump right into some things real quick. Here, where this trade view. So one, we cannot. I guess I want to run off with this right here because we cannot. This is our earnings calendar right here. So when you think about, can you see that screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you think about those commodities, I thought about Cleveland Cliffs. So they got earnings tomorrow. Like I say, understanding what kind of time, what is in focus for this new president, how important is the infrastructure, all of those pieces. We got NXP for tomorrow, for today, rather than reported. Then in the morning, just kind of looking at what's important. So we got General Motors tomorrow. We got Coca-Cola tomorrow. I think that's going to be a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We got Lockheed, and I'm really thinking, Spotify. So I've really been looking for that Spotify, man, because I missed it when it was around 55. Right
Mm.
now, I see it's been on a decline today. And so I'm waiting to kind of get that back. I think that's one of those companies, man, that always can run and kind of give you what you need, man. So definitely looking at some Spotify. But I just wanted to kind of look at that earnings calendar because as we know, after that, when does that baby come out, man?
The who?
Tesla.
I want to say it's August. No, it's
So right
tomorrow.
now,
Tesla earnings tomorrow after hours.
yeah, what's tomorrow?
Uh,
Earnings Spotlight Alpha.
tomorrow's
Okay,
23rd.
yeah, Tuesday. All of these are before open, so Spotify is before open. But then when we go to after hours, this is the one right here. So with the one that I'm looking for, man, I am looking to see what we doing with let's get over to this trade view, man. So as we know, uh okay, can you see that trade view?
Yeah.
All right. So as we know, Tesla has been on a slap tear. Right now we're kind of on a daily chart. And so just kind of looking at how these days have ran for us.
Mm-hmm.
As we see, it's been a little consolidation, but where have we been consolidating at? Right around that VWAP on the long term. So then I'm over. I'm coming down to my 4 hour. I'm looking at my 4 hour chart and I see what happened. What happened today? We came down, we retested the 20 on the 4 hour chart. We retested and we went up. That's a buy, Jose.
Yep.
That's a buy. And so like I say, the only X factor is we got earnings. So we're not gonna too much play the earnings, but I wanted to just kind of show y'all as I'm going through, I'm looking and I want to see this retest. And look how we have been dancing off of this 20 on the 4 hour chart. And so as I look for an entry where I want to swing it, the biggest thing about it, if I get in on the 4 hour, I'm getting out on the 4 hour. And so I'm gonna ride this thing until the only time I'm selling is when it closes under here, bro. If it don't close under here, I'm in that trade for the long haul. But this will be the time that I will get into that trade because it retail and then it went in, and so we're a hold. But we got earnings, so we got the X factor in the game, man. Woo! Hold up, man. I'm working over here, Jose. All right. Dang, man. And so for me, I think the next one that I'm looking at is really going to be Meta, man. So I got a lot really invested in this one personally. And so, but the biggest thing is Meta has been showing up on the 4 hour chart. All right, so remember this is our 200 EMA right here. A lot of the time we danced below it. We went all the way down to 458. But as we look at this chart, man, what did we get close to, Jose? What is
What,
this right here, man?
Woo!
That's the VWAP band right there. So for me, on TradingView, you can use just the VWAP line,
Mhm.
or you can use those VWAP bands, right? And so I use my VWAP bands, and look how this bottom is respecting those VWAP bands, man.
Yep.
Right? And so bouncing off, I got my bands down here, and then we headed back up. We crossed over the 200. And so right now we are 487, man, coming all the way down from 458. The thing is, if you read the charts, you can see this. I did
Yep.
see this. I sold today, and I think I had a $500 win on this after a few days of this happening, because this was, let me see, this was what, the 18th? So maybe I bought in at the 18th and then got a real of it now, real quick, whoop de whoop. But the thing is, I'm still looking for this continue up, man. I'm still looking for it. We got a little bit more to cover. We had a little selling come in today. But once again, it is earning season, baby.
Mm.
So really not looking for metal to fall. Now once they get up here, probably where I got this line at, probably around 494, 493, somewhere up in there, I'll give them that. But really, man, I'm counting on them to keep on pushing, man. I think I was a little profit taking it to the end today. Excuse me, but it can't be over for metal just that fast, man. I
No.
think they finna run back, bro. I see
Yeah.
510 incoming, bro.
Oh yeah.
And so really, man, that's what I'm going with, man. What I said first, man, wait, man, I say Meta and Tesla. I'm looking for Tesla. Man, I don't know, man. I think either to the upside or the downside, man, because earnings is coming, man.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking keep Tesla on your radar. And then I'm looking at Meta right now. We may run into some resistance in about $5, but we still got a little room before we really just come and get ourselves smacked back down, man. We still got a little bit more room, man. Like I'm thinking we're gonna come on break through this, and then up here is we were gonna have to fight, because that's what we had to fight most of the time. As we go back and look at our 60, we bounced every time, rejected every time out the 60. So let's see what's happening, man.
Man, I think you got a gap to fill to 500.
Yeah, that's what I say, man. That's what I say. So we'll see if we make it past this, right up in here, this line here. And if we can get past this line where it's like 494, 493, right up in here, we get through this, then I think the sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
I think the sky's the limit, man.
So I want to go back to what KT said about these earnings plays. So I think if you play earnings either way, up or down, it's almost, it's tough. We've done it. We've gotten lucky. We've gotten crushed. I think when you go and you start looking at your calls that you're going to make, one of the things that I've learned over time, unless I just feel like a gambler one day, but you either have to go to earnings or after earnings. And so when I take a look at some of these Tesla calls, I purposely made them for September because earnings were in July, and if they went down, I had time to recover.
Yeah.
So if it just so happens that all up until this point, Tesla ran for a little bit and made some money on those calls. But now the thing is, tomorrow, if we run during the day into earnings, it would be wise to take some of the profits that are there right now, even though they expire in September, and then where you're not losing too much.
Yeah.
Should Tesla lose money tomorrow? And so if you think about the other calls like your Apple, your AMD, all those, when you go 1 to 2 months out, you pay attention to that earnings. And so you either want to stop it before earnings, make your money, and then once you make some money, get into calls that expire long after earnings. Because if you're in them while you have longer calls, you can still make potentials for money on an earnings play. And if you lose money, you have time to recover. So, that's how I do it. Caution with trying to get in something today when you have earnings in 2 days, and then something that will expire within a week or so, because you can get crushed. So,
Crush, man. Well, I will. I think what we'll do, man. Let's take a quick break one more time, then we'll get into some platform probing, and we'll wrap that thing up early tonight, man. All right, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Administrative Podcast. This is KT.
and JoJo, cheers, everybody.
Hey, man, look, man, get your little water, man. Never heard no. Hey, man, this is a family. Golly, man, that's all you can be doing. Hey, man. All right, so I guess, man, let's take a look at some platform probing, bro. All right, man. So I want to go back into a little bit of this, chart, man, and kind of see how did we see what was going on with that crowd strike, man. And so, as we know, and we'll talk about this a little bit more, just looking in depth. As we said last Friday, all hell broke loose with crowd strike, right? They had already been getting a little weak. So we already see, let's see, when was this? On the 24th. So getting a little weak right here, bounced down to the 200. Then they did a little recovery, nice little recovery, nice buying opportunity, ran. And here we go. Last week. And then there we go. All hell broke loose last Friday morning. But the thing is, people say, how did you know what was going to happen? Or how did you know? One was, I always use my EMAs, right? And so if I'm in a trade, I'm going to look at this green line. And I say, if we going up and we come back to this green line, then I'm going to still stay in that trade. If we come back down to this, which is my 20 MA, if we come back down to this blue line, I'm going to see if it holds. So like right here, I probably would have bought. I probably would have waited out because I still see some selling happening. But if I would have been support right here, I'm buying right here. This is where I'm buying. So I'm still holding. But once it break right here, I say, oh, it's over with. It's over with. So what I did that day was, once I watched it break under these two levels, I jumped in right here. And that's what made me buy calls in the first place. And so I was just lucky enough, like I say, to be able to be inside of here. But the thing is, when it broke, let me get my screen back right. When it broke under that 200 and we ended up right here, hey man, now as a trader, I know nothing else but puts. I look at the charts, I look at the levels, and I'm really making money level to level. But if you see these puts and if you see, we are still eating. But what happened? We met a level. And so this is another level that I had drawn. And this is on the 4 hour, man. And so if it's on the 4 hour, it's really respecting this level right now. But now we got 2 hours ago, they talked about hacking and things like that's why they happen. So like you said, hold up, there will be a little bit more down pressure. But I really just kind of wanted to show that chart, man, and what I was looking at that really put me in that trade in the first place. But then also, how do I continue to steady make money on this trade? Once again, I'm looking at my levels. Because there's really no EMA down here, bro. It is weak. All the EMAs up here, so it's really nothing but downtrend on this thing, man. So I've just been riding, brother. And so what I'll do, like I say, I'll keep jumping in. And then this is what I rode all day, man. And so y'all, just being able to kind of show y'all how we do this, how we do with these charts, man. Because when I tell you the money is Yeah, no. Good choice. We talking about trading this thing like few times a day, man.
Yeah.
So if you can see, over here, let me see, Monday. Dude, this I can go back even further. All right, so that was the big drop from today. So remember I told you I opened up today with one over here, man. So I called this drop. Nah, that was a big drop from today right here, bro. So caught this drop, seen what was happening, jumped back in, looked at the rejection. See, look at that, bro. It's still inside of those VWAP bands right there. So I seen the rejection. I rolled it back down again. Once again, look at my level. What did it do out the level? Hit a little bounce. Still couldn't hit the reject. I'm not selling my puts yet. Still, he came back up, hit the reject. I'm not selling my puts yet. Crossed over, came out the puts. Look for the reject. Scalped again, bro. And so this is how you ride that thing all day, man. And so just want to kind of, like I say, show y'all a little bit more about that chart and kind of how we've been playing that crowd strike. We know from our 4 hours, it's downtrend from here. So we're just checking out everything, man. All right, brother. All right now. So, man, the biggest thing about it, hey, man, I think the downtrend has continued, like I say, for the crowd. The charts just kind of showed us what's happening with it. You got anything for it?
No, I just think that with that chart and with that pressure coming up, I do see, at least, I'm going to say at least another 10%.
Another 10%, huh, man?
Yeah.
Because well, I hope it happens this week.
Because if you look at the overall chart, it has made a lot of moves to the upside.
Yeah.
And so I think we're just gonna get killed, man, because of what happened. So.
All right, man. Well, shoot, I think that'll do it for that platform probing tonight, brother. Oh, man, I guess, man, let's get ready to wrap this thing up, man. Do you have anything before we close it out?
Let's go Tesla.
Hey, look, man, what did you do in the video? Hey, man, look, man, hey, man, look, man, it's Coach, man. Hey, man, that's Coach. So, man, the biggest thing about it, next week, we got guests, bro. We got guests, man. My boy Sean Thomas. He has the company Invest in Yourself. They are doing classes, man. They do big Zoom classes for people that want to learn. He is a former educator himself. But that boy stopped it. Now he get the bag every day, So, but him and his partner, man, they do some Invest in Yourself. They do these stock classes, and he told me he'll stop by, man, kind of give us some information. Also, we're gonna have a link going out, man, where if you sign up, man, we want you to be able to put our discount code in. So they go through and put KTTV in. We will get something for everybody that sign up. They'll show us some love. So let's make sure we'll have them on. We'll also have the link to share throughout the week. And that's pretty much it, man. What you got to say before we close this thing out, Jose?
Man, y'all just keep it up, man. Keep it up. Keep the grind up.
Hey, well, hold up. Wait a minute, man. I did miss. Oh, look. Hey, she say, hey, thanks, y'all. All right. Look, there you go. So we're going to keep on running. And, shoot, man, I think that'll do it for us, y'all. I want to appreciate everybody who tuned in. We got Coach in the background. I told y'all we've been on location. It's been crazy in here. Oh, I can't say well because they are not an official sponsor, so we won't promote that. But y'all just know it's going down in these streets, man. Al Horns is still in the building. It's the KTTV signing out. The administrators, I have KT and this here.
JoJo, baby. See y'all later.
We'll see y'all next week.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
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 KTTV. Is that right?